welcome to No Secrets with Sophia. Today's video is a little different from the ones I've done in the past, and there's a reason for that. The reason I wanted to do this video in this way is to talk about some of the things that have been going on within the true crime genre on YouTube. Normally, I do videos about the paranormal, missing people, things like that, true crime. I'm also a big fan of true crime and follow many channels and watch them and have for a very long time. Now, I'm certainly not going to say that I'm an expert in any of this because I'm not. On my channel, what you would find is basically no opinions without facts. That really drives me crazy. And it's been going on now more regularly than the past, I believe. We've always, in the true crime genre, had some sort of people that did speculate. That did happen. But it seems like the longer that this speculation goes on, the more of it happens. I have no problem with anybody, any creator on any channel that wants to speculate if they have some sort of evidence to back that up. But the problem right now that the true crime community is facing is that's not what's happening. What's happening is there is speculation with no evidence at all. It has come to the point where a lot of true crime channels that I personally watch, as soon as I see what's really going on within the first few minutes of the video, I hit the back button. And there are many out there that might be doing that to me right now. But the thing about it is that these channels are putting out opinions that aren't based in fact. People are guilty before they're ever even named as a person of interest, let alone a suspect. Everything appears to be upside down and backwards. It used to be that in order for someone to be accused of a crime, there had to be some sort of evidence to make someone think they had done something. But critical thinking is completely out the window. And now I have seen such things, and I'm sure you have too, of videos that were carefully edited to make sure that what was shown on the screen was deceptive. It was done on purpose. There are also a number of channels that simply make things up. And the thumbnails on these channels are nothing short of clickbait. It's pretty clear to see for anybody with an open mind that there is something horribly wrong with what's going on in the true crime community today. And the problem is no one really wants to call out other creators, and I understand that. But the problem is, if no one calls out the other creators, then many people will follow these channels and believe what is clearly lies. Things based on zero evidence, edited videos. It is just unbelievable, some of the stuff that is going on and that YouTube is actually allowing to go on. Recently, I'm sure many of you knew that there was a large channel that was terminated. And just recently, that's come back. The channel is now back. As far as I can see, there's absolutely no change between now and when it was terminated. So I guess what's going on now is it's perfectly acceptable to do whatever you want to do. Lie, harass, bully, call people out. I mean, it's ridiculous. YouTube has a lot of different rules and a lot of different policies. Some of them I don't agree with. I'd be the first to admit that. However, when there's clearly a problem, and it's not a problem of one video, many of these creators have been doing this over and over and over in case after case after case. And family members going on these different channels doing interviews certainly is not helping at all. All it's doing is causing more problems within these families. And to be honest with you, I don't know why any of them would even attempt to go on and be interviewed by any of these channels. And I'm not talking about just one. There are several that do this, okay? And then what happens is after they do an interview, the next video after that, then the creator will go ahead and pick apart everything they've said, twist it around to meet a theory that they have based, again, on no evidence, just what they think happened. The main problem is that in America, where most of these creators are, you should be, and always have been until recently, not guilty until you're actually in court and you're convicted. You can be arrested with probable cause, but on YouTube, probable cause is, I think someone did it. And it doesn't matter why, because there's no reason why. To me, this is infuriating. It is just so infuriating because what it does is it shifts what the focus is from the victim to the families or the, distant family members, friends, anybody that will go on their show. So I think this really has done a disservice to the community, and it's going to end badly. Sooner or later, this will end badly. It has to, because you have to remember that many of these channels have a large following, and when they say something, many that are following that channel, whichever one it may be, believe every word they say. So they begin then to spend their time, spreading the same misinformation and lies. And people get angry and they begin to harass people, which actually just happened. What I can't understand is why YouTube thinks that's okay. They will take you down for a zillion things on YouTube. There are so many rules. And some of them are very good rules. But what I don't understand is why they overlook something that clearly could become dangerous and probably has, and I'm just not aware of it. But I don't know about everyone else. All I know is that I have become extremely selective about what I watch, because I think the only way to stop this sort of thing is to stop watching. And the reason I say that is because many of these videos are monetized. They're making money off of ruining people's lives. Basically, that really is my feeling. You're ruining someone's life with zero evidence, and you're making money off of it. So the only way to stop that, because obviously YouTube is not going to do that, the only way to stop that is for people to stop watching. If you stop watching, then the monetization money that they get will go down, okay? I'm also extremely disturbed to see all these clickbait on true crime. And, the caption will say one thing, but then, on the photo, then when you get to the actual video, it doesn't say that at all. And it's not just one creator. There's a lot of them doing this. Some of it is just beyond completely crazy. But for some reason, that's okay. But I'm telling you, it's deceptive. And if you're a creator out there doing that, you're only doing it for the money. So the people that are watching and really are interested in true crime and interested in helping people or finding people that are missing or have been killed or whatever, the only way to combat this is to stop watching these channels. I've actually even seen channels that have absolutely nothing to do with true crime and missing people and unsolved mysteries, actually showing that kind of content. And it's really bizarre because I've seen certain channels that had been dedicated for years to a genre that was not true crime. And now suddenly they're doing true crime. And they are having thumbnails that are completely deceptive. something like a body found, or someone has been captured, or I know where they are. And when you get to the video, it's just theories. They're theories. They're made up stories that have no evidence. So when we watch those, what we're doing is we're just giving those people more money, if they're monetized. And the vast majority of these channels that I'm talking about are monetized. So I don't know how everyone else in the community thinks. I don't. I mean, I've read some comments, but I do know that it's my feeling that this is something that's very dangerous. And if we as a community don't look at these cases with an open mind, without dissecting every little word that comes out of someone's mouth, then we're having, tunnel vision. So you can't look any further, which is what a lot of these channels do. So if we follow that, then we're all going to be going down rabbit holes that pretty much lead nowhere. And the reason I say that is because, okay, if you're in a tunnel and you only see one thing, then the real person that needs to be looked at gets ignored, gets totally ignored, because everybody is so focused on one person who they believe did it when they have no evidence. And I mean, that's just not the way things work. And it's dangerous to do that, because you're allowing people to get away with things they shouldn't have because you're not looking at them. And to make matters even worse, you're ruining entire families based on the fact that you believe they did something, even if there is zero evidence. So that's what I mean about speculation. I don't have a problem with speculation on YouTube. But what I do have a problem with is speculation with no evidence, not one single ounce of evidence at all. And that is so dangerous. But it is really a reflection of all social media, I believe, and actually even, it's just how things are today. People now are, everyone believes they're guilty before there's any evidence at all. And I really think that is a rabbit hole that is going to lead to so many bad things. Nothing good can come out of that. I mean, it just really can't, because like I said, if you're focusing on one certain person, then, the real people that did something wrong are actually getting away with it. So how does that help true crime? How does that help? It certainly doesn't help the victim. And it doesn't help by, having other people understand your point of view, because your point of view is based on nothing. You have no evidence. I mean, so it's just a gigantic circle that goes nowhere. So, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I just know that I think that everyone that watches these channels needs to take a step back and ask themselves, what if it were me? What if it were me? What if it were my child or my husband or my daughter, whoever, that was missing, and I wanted somebody to help me find them? So, I went on all these interviews and I did all these things, and then, like a week later, suddenly, I'm like a monster. And there's no evidence except things that people make up. There's no way to prove anything. People say things, but there's actually no proof. You can't even get an arrest warrant in this country without something called probable cause. Now, I'm not an expert. I don't pretend to be. I did go to college for criminal justice years ago, but that's really all the experience I have. I worked in a police department for several years. I was not an officer. But what I do know is that there are good cops and there are bad cops. And we do have to be very careful, okay, about what we believe. I'm going to go ahead and end this today, but I do want to ask everyone to please stop watching these channels that are speculating without any evidence. Think about it this way. The next time, it could be you.